All right, all right. And there it is. And there it was, and now it's back. I'm glad I got a chuckle from these guys. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement with yours truly, Mike Marino. And go ahead, boy. Let them have that opening song. I gotta have it.
Ready, guys? Here we go.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
In other words, hold my hand.
Hold my hand.
In other words, darling,
Kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
You know what I love about tonight?
What?
We're in Mike Marino's mother's basement.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I love about tonight?
What?
Mike Marino 2024.
Hey!
In other words, please be true. In other words.
In other words.
In other words. I love you.
Holy crap!
No way!
Wow.
I did it grammatically correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely the first time I've ever done anything like that here in the basement. It was absolutely phenomenal. I got the chills. I didn't want to chime in with my voice because I didn't want to take away from these guys. But this is the Jersey Tenors, and I got them to come down to the basement. That's an achievement right there.
Hey,
Thank you so much for coming. Nice to see you.
Mike.
All right, I'm going to introduce you to everybody, but I know Brian Noonan first. And this is where I met him some time ago on auditions when singers and comedians and other entertainers get together to do this whole string of auditions to get work throughout the United States, but mostly Florida, and including some cruise ships. So this is Brian Noonan, and why don't you introduce everybody else on the show tonight?
it is my pleasure, to introduce a guy that's been working with us since 2014.
Yeah.
His name is Vaden Thurgood.
Vaden?
Vaden Thurgood, yeah.
All right, wait a minute. Now we got to stop now. A little time for some comedy. Your name's Vaden?
Vaden. It's
Vaden.
a family name, too.
Vaden, that's definitely from Jersey. Where are you from?
Utah, originally.
Utah?
Yeah.
I didn't even think it was going to be Utah. I was thinking it was going to say something like in a foreign country. Vaden.
I mean, it comes from Germany and, like, Scandinavia. It's
Germany?
like that kind of name, yeah.
All right, so our producer, Tatiana Blue Shell, is from Germany, for real. Big shout out to Tatiana, who produces the show. And thank you so much for coming down, Vaden.
Yep.
And then pass it around.
Yeah, and next to him is Zachary Edwards, a tenor extraordinaire with amazing dulcet tones.
All right. Nice to meet you, Zachary.
Zach is
Zach. Just Zach. Zach.
And at the very end here, the man who's been with us since 2011, the man, the myth, the
long
legend,
time.
Mr. Adam Roberts.
Howdy, how y'all doing? I'm from South Carolina originally.
Are you really?
14 years in New York. Yes.
Still has that accent from North Carolina, South Carolina.
Thick drawl.
Yeah, I used to have
Not
an
really.
accent from New Jersey, but I ain't got it no more. Holy mac! So you're the longest member of the group?
Except for the founding member.
The founding member.
father.
I'm sure a lot of people would like to know how you actually have started the group, and then you change acts, and why do you change?
Yeah.
I mean, in the career of starting the group, the Jersey Tenors, obviously not everybody has to be from New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In other words, we have to have a close association. Yeah, you have to experience. You have to live. You have to go to Rutt's Hut. You have to experience the Stone Pony. You got to go out all these important Jersey iconic places. But
And have pork roll.
yeah, Taylor.
Hey, have you had pork roll, egg and cheese?
Taylor Ham started first, 1856. We can't forget that. Yeah.
You really know your history.
Oh, John Taylor, baby, 1856. Yeah, and then pork roll came like 14 years
All right,
after.
now wait a minute. That means I've been wrong all these years. I always say on the show, the difference between pork roll and Taylor ham is nothing. Taylor ham is a brand and pork roll is what it is. That's not true?
Well, pork roll kind of took that recipe and then they were able to kind of run with it. And then John Taylor, who created it in 1856, didn't like it so much. He tried to sue a bunch of people. It didn't work out because pork roll could not be branded. Either could Taylor ham. So, but there were so many loyal people back in like in the early 1900s. They ended up. It's very boring, but
No, it's not.
But they
No.
ended up they really remaining loyal to Taylor, and that's what created this kind of like mini feud. And they even made it a state sandwich too. If you do eggs, Taylor ham, and cheese on a roll, that's considered New Jersey's breakfast sandwich. Believe it or not. So
Well, that part I knew. I know it's a Jersey sandwich, but I did not know there was a guy named Taylor, and I did not know he was the first guy in the game. And then somebody came along and said, well, we'll just call it pork roll, because when I order it, people get mad at me. They're like, it's not pork roll, it's Taylor ham. And I say, all right, give me a Taylor ham pork roll, egg and cheese on a hard roll. And then it depends on where you get it, because there are some places you feel like going, this isn't either. Who put this boar's head on my sandwich? If I could say that. I guess I can say it's my show. All right, so you got some. So did you get these guys eating that sandwich so they can get a Jersey feel?
yeah, well, you got to go to Rutt's Hut. You got to get them a ripper. They need a ripper with the relish in it. We were talking to Joel before about the relish. Come on. So yeah, we got to freaking. Hey, we got to pay homage to all the iconic places here in Jersey. So.
You know, I hate to say this, but I don't even know Rutt's Hut.
What?
I don't know Rutt's Hut.
I've got to take you to you
I'm,
and me.
I'm ready to
after
go
this.
to Rutt's Hut tonight at 12 o'clock. We'll go to Rutt's Hut and get a pork roll, egg and cheese on a hard roll by Taylor.
And a ripper.
Ain't gonna happen.
I don't even know what a ripper is.
It's their famous hot dog. The one they.
Oh,
We're learning
You,
so much.
you drop it
tonight.
and it rips open, and then
In
they
a
put
fryer.
all the amazing relish on and stuff. And in fact, it's on the 1,000 places you must visit before you pass this. Before you pass on. It's in a book. Yeah,
You're a
Rutt's Hut.
font of Jersey.
I'm
knowledge.
telling you, man. I got it.
Where did this come from?
did you hear the bell ring?
See, there you go.
The bell rang.
A lot
That
of
was Rutt's Hut.
Jersey historians.
We
are
made a
loving the music.
nickel.
Sponsorship.
I told you guys would be. I told you you'd make money on my show. There's a dime.
You're on your way to getting a
There's a
ripper, baby.
dime. Keep on dinging. Show us those hearts. Show us those bings. We need to go to Rutt's Hut and get a ripper.
Cheers to that, man.
All right. So, well, that's really great. So you're Jersey born and raised.
Well, no, I was born in Wisconsin, but I've lived in Jersey most of my life. So Passaic,
We're all fries.
Passaic down the line. No.
we're
Come on.
fries. Kidding.
I wear cheese on my head, but I lived in Passaic and Clifton, right down the road from Rutt's Hut for a long time, and we just moved to
Quarter.
We moved to Randolph, Morristown, but Jersey's in my heart. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about you guys? Where do you live?
I live in Harlem currently, but I have a lot of
Really?
family in Matawan, Aberdeen, Jersey.
All
So I
right.
go visit them quite often.
All right. So he just made himself an official Jersey boy by saying he has relatives
Yeah,
in New
my
Jersey.
blood is here in Jersey. My lineage, my genealogy.
But he lives in Harlem.
Yeah, across the pond, as they say. I can see it from my
That's
my
across the
backyard.
pond, through the tunnel, and over a bridge, and duck. There's some gunfire. Really? What made you go out there?
To Harlem? I was in Brooklyn for 5 years, and I wanted to live alone, and you get a lot of bang for your buck up in Harlem. The
Oh,
price
really?
is right, have a nice big
Well,
one bedroom.
comparatively.
For New York standards. And Harlem's changed a lot. It's going through a renaissance. It's nice. It's like the history.
They've been through one of
The
those.
food's good, huh?
They've been to one of those already.
Yeah, correct. Like another renaissance.
I can't say I know a lot about Harlem, but I would just assume it would be like becoming a renaissance.
Yeah.
And they got like some cool places and
Definitely.
a lot of
history.
history. Yeah, history.
And
Jazz
it's
and
quick
blues.
to get to the city. The commute's like 5-10 minutes on the express train.
So you jump
So
on it.
Midtown, 10 minutes, I'm there.
And you?
I live even further north in Manhattan, Inwood.
Oh, really?
Uh huh.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
The tip.
The
the
very
tip.
northern tip of
Inwood?
Manhattan.
Is that right?
Yep.
So when you guys get together for rehearsals, where would it be?
Right in Midtown, right on 35th, 36th Street, 8th Avenue. So.
Theater districts.
Yeah, it's our second home office there, where our rehearsal space is.
How do you actually start a group? Now, let's say I'm getting ready to go on tour, me, myself. I need a couple of other guys on the show with me. I've been doing this for so long. I know who would be a good opening act for me. I like to set it off with someone who's a different style or maybe a female. How do you look for...
I go to Belleville. I look for a steel drum with some guys singing around it. No. We have seasonal auditions that we do. I mean,
Wait a minute. Why? There's Caribbean singers and dancers in Belleville? That's an Italian neighborhood.
well, the long story, Mike, is we're all a bunch of Broadway veterans. So we.
Is that right?
Yeah. So we we kind of take our cues from all of the great talent that comes from Broadway. I mean, I did Les Mis. Les Mis happens to be a big musical that we draw a lot of our talent from because it just requires our show, the Jersey Tenors, requires a lot of vocal dexterity and being able to sing a lot of different styles and genres. So happens to be just one of the shows that we choose from. But I mean, he's been in Spider-Man. He's just finished doing a Broadway workshop, a Harmony, Barry Manilow's Harmony. This guy's done a slew of shows as well, and so that's kind of.
And now you're in the basement.
We're in the basement. We made it. We arrived. Dave.
So from all your friends and years of being in the industry, that's where you start searching out guys who say, hey, let's form a group that we could go do other things with and tour the country.
Yeah, and pretty much, and Vaden was one of our leaders, so he vets some people that come in, and we'll put them through a rehearsal process, and after the rehearsal process, we'll give them a put in, which is kind of like a modified dress rehearsal, and if we all kind of look at each other and nod our heads in agreement and say, hey, this guy's part,
He's gonna make it.
he can cut it, then we invite him in. But also, I mean, this just from being on the road and stuff like that, you want to work with people who are cohesive and friendly on and off the stage, so that's a big component of bringing
Oh,
someone
yeah.
else. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of times you're with people you just can't stand.
This is true.
And you're like, could you please just say you don't want to do this? Please. It really sucks when it doesn't groove. But when it does groove, it's the ultimate business to be in. So when I invited you guys on the show, I was so excited. And that's why I said in their little rehearsal, I said, it doesn't really matter what we do. Let's just have some fun. And I had no idea they were going to open the show like that. I had a little bit of an idea, but I'm saying to myself, this is what I want on the show. Now, of course, a lot of my fans know I can't sing. I would just screw up Happy Birthday, but I wish I could. So if I could fake it, I could just make the moves. I would never make it on
it till you make
Broadway.
it,
Either that or make it and then you fake it. But so, what was all the shows that you guys did on Broadway or off Broadway?
Yeah.
We'll start this way and go
good.
that way.
Oh Lord. Well,
That many shows?
I grew up in South Carolina, so I did a variety show for 11 years growing up called the Carolina Opry from age 10 to 21. So sort of like a vaudevillian show with MCs and comedians and dancers. So that's how I got my training. They just threw me on stage and I was singing "Don't Worry About Me," just like Marty Robbins song.
Yeah, just step up and go.
And
Just
then,
do that a little bit. Yeah, good job.
And sort of dancing, and anyways, went to college, moved to New York, did a few Broadway shows, some tours, and I get to sing with these fine gentlemen here.
Yeah.
It's a treat. It's
Well, let's throw a little curveball in the mix, if you don't mind. Now, they were saying that you could do Whitney Houston.
oh God.
Now,
That's a big curveball. That's a
there's I won't say you do Whitney Houston, you do her music.
Yeah. So within our Jersey Tenor show, we like to pay homage to different groups and different artists that are from New Jersey, and they're predominantly men. And so, not to give anything away, but near the end of our show, we're like, hey, how about we pay tribute to a Jersey girl? And then Whitney Houston's from Newark. So
Yes.
I do a little "I Will Always Love You."
Well, I
Killer
think we're
version.
going to have to put you on the
Oh
spot.
God.
We don't even have a key.
is
We
it-
don't have a key for
I'll just
you.
do like a little snippet. How about that?
Wait a minute. I don't know anything about music. I got a key to the backyard. I got a key to the front door. I mean,
You got a drum set. You can back him up right now.
I do have a drum set, but can we get a little? If it doesn't work,
sure.
you need a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Do you know you're starting now?
Slide to
I'll
the
just
right
sing
just
a
a little
chorus of
bit.
it.
Cool.
Which song?
"I Will Always Love You."
Really?
Come on.
Written by Dolly Parton.
That's right.
And
Really?
made famous by Whitney
want-
Is
Houston.
that
You want some
really the
space,
history of
buddy?
that?
No, I'll just do like a little snippet. Ready?
We could squeeze.
And I will always love you. And I will always love you. Will always love you.
Ow! Ow!
Surprising to me.
We just chose a key out of thin air, meaning like a pitch, a musical pitch.
Yes.
Normally we have backing tracks and
I don't
a
hear any
band.
bells. I want to hear bells.
Normally there's music in the whole 9 yards, but it's not here in the basement. In fact, these basement walls probably, I don't know, bounce a little bit. But that was incredible, and I don't think we've. I don't even know how to say this because we got to be careful these days. But just sang a woman's vocal.
People
song
do. They roll their
and-
eyes when you
and-
start
and
singing
hit
Whitney Houston. They're like, okay.
the range. Is that the right way to say
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
You hit the notes.
Yeah, not many people can do what this guy does.
Yes.
And the cool thing
Yeah.
about this group, everyone brings their own unique style and flavor. So that, there's like legit sounds, there's like poppy sounds, there's rock sounds. So there's something for everyone.
You know what? And we're all about like paying tribute to all the incredible, iconic Jersey artists that are out there. So many people they forget. I mean, how many great from Kool and the Gang. I mean, you think of Bon Jovi, of course. You think of Bruce Springsteen. You think of Frank Sinatra, Frankie Valli. But come on, Kool and the Gang. You got maybe Blues Traveler from Princeton.
Well,
you got Whitney
I-
Houston
I-
from Newark. I mean, come on.
I've always said a lot of great talent does come from New Jersey. Even Queen Latifah, who's on
Yeah.
so many different shows now, and went from a rapper to an actress to a talk show host.
Oscar nominee.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a little bit of a Jersey icon. We just heard you. And how about which one you want to pick?
Oh,
We might as well go around.
Spotlight.
Well, wait a minute. We were talking about all the shows you did on Broadway.
Oh, God. I mean, I'll say that my debut show. So the funny thing is, I got hired to be part of the Jersey Tenors in 2011. I rehearsed for a month or so, and I was about to go on a cruise ship to do our first show, and then I booked Spider-Man. So I never got to sing with the Jersey Tenors. I did Spider-Man for 2.5 years, and then I came back and officially started my tenure, if you will.
10 years
That's
With the
gotta be,
crew.
but maybe
Yeah, so
this
it's cool.
question is for everybody. What's it like to be on a Broadway show every night of the week?
I mean, these guys can attest to it. There's definitely like a sense of like accomplishment, because it's like, all the small fish from the big ponds come to, or the big fish from the small ponds come to New York. So it's very competitive. So there's that sense of pride, and like you're like, oh my God, I made it. But then it's 8 shows a week, so it's very hard. It's very hard physically, emotionally. You get 1 day off a week, and your whole day is about like prepping for the show. It's like, if I can't eat this, I have to sleep. I have to do this. I can't talk too much. So it's a lot of fun. It's rewarding, but it's also a lot of work.
A lot of work.
I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that. And some people who are not in show business will look at you and go, "Well, what do you do during the day? You must have a lot of free time." You're like, "I'll kill you."
Your
All right,
rest.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
Well, not to stick too much on this, Adam, but he also had to wear a costume piece in his show that was causing him back injuries because it was 80 pounds.
Yeah, like 70 pounds.
Really?
I did some flying around, like some acrobatics, which I've never done, never dreamed I would do. And during the audition, they were like, "You afraid of heights?" And I was like, "No, of course I am." But I wanted the job, so I just said no. I said, let's go. And there I was.
Could you imagine that? Your first day of work. Listen, you're going to be singing this song, but listen, we're going to tie you up in this thing and we're going to hang you up from the ceiling. You ready? All right, pull them up,
It was
everybody.
wild.
Yeah,
Isn't that
there's some of the
scary?
videos
Do you
of
ever think they're
flying
going to drop
everywhere.
you?
I never felt fearful for my life. No, it was more just like you had to be on your toes. You couldn't just phone it in, as they say. You had to really be present and aware of everything around you.
So being on a Broadway show, and this goes to everybody too, do people recognize you on the street?
Not so much. There's like an echelon of people. There's a certain like sector of people that are like
Well,
super fans of
People in the
Broadway.
industry
Maybe.
will see
Maybe.
you and notice
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked that question, because you got all these people who are on television or maybe TikTok, and someone says, "Oh my God, I know you from my favorite show." How often does a Broadway star even hear that?
Brian was a leading man for years in Broadway shows. Ask him.
And
Yeah, you walk the streets and people would. I mean, if you were in the Broadway community and you're walking around Times Square, I mean, you get recognized and stuff like that too. But
Yeah.
but not in Home Depot.
No. There was a couple of times where we were walking around 57th Street and someone came up to me and says, "Are you in the Jersey Tenors?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we saw you up in Connecticut." It was like, and that was pretty weird. But yeah, it's a small little niche, It's Broadway. So
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
It's really.
Well, and people talk about how Broadway famous is like the best kind of famous to be because there's like a 10 square block area where everyone knows like
Yeah.
Audra McDonald, who's our 6-time Tony winning, queen of Broadway. But outside of that, people don't know who she is, And it's sort of great because you get that fame thing, but not everywhere you go,
Walk away
not
from it.
constantly, every dinner interrupted, all that stuff.
And Dayton's done tons of TV work, film and television work, which is a different
I actually
medium.
get recognized more from the little tiny bits of TV work than anything that was ever in theater.
Yeah.
Well, I know you brought your guitar with you, but why don't we go after your solo song so that when you bring your guitar, it'll come around this way.
Did we pick a solo song?
Did you not?
I don't know what to sing.
Man, I don't know.
'Cause I sing an actual like operatic aria in the show.
All right, so He's going to do an operatic aria right now.
Oh my God!
And it doesn't really matter. Most of my fans have no idea what I just said.
I'm gonna back
Neither
up.
do I. Is
Watch-
that not a good idea?
Watch your
A
ears.
couple of
This
bars?
is- This
Just
might
go
get
back a
loud.
little bit. Just go back a little bit.
No, I'll give you the whole front
Do
page.
you want to do the last little part of Granada? Granada to tierra.
All right, all right, all right.
Is that all right?
It's so
Okay,
good.
okay,
I
here
don't
we
want to
go.
put you on the spot too much.
Yeah. Watch
good?
your ears. It's
All
gonna
right.
get loud.
He's a belter.
Granada, tu tierra está llena de lindas mujeres de sangre y de sol.
Holy shit.
That was
Wow.
not rehearsed. That was impromptu.
Yeah, get
Boy,
some
am I-
wine.
I switched keys in the middle there, but it worked out.
Somebody go upstairs, see if the cops are out front.
The house
Wow.
shook.
I think he broke a couple of glasses. Some of those glasses belong to my grandmother. Wow. Oh, wow. I'm at a loss for words. We'll be right back after this commercial break. That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
And you sing that song with the guys when you're on tour?
Yeah,
Solo,
that's my solo in the show, yeah.
So what were your Broadway shows?
I was on tour with An American in Paris, so I was also a dancer. Not so much anymore. The body won't do it. But and Young Frankenstein. I've done 5 different productions of 42nd Street. I have done.
Is 42nd Street still on Broadway?
Not on Broadway right now, although there's supposedly a revival coming. We'll see.
Okay.
Who doesn't know 42nd Street?
Classic.
I remember when I was a little kid and I first started taking acting lessons in New York City, and you walk down that street, you're like, wow, 42nd Street, look at that. I'm never going to be in that, but it's nice to see it. It's not my thing. I could never dance. I wasn't a singer. I always just wanted to be an actor and a comedian, but it must be a high to be able to dance
He's
with
a
all
tapper,
those
too.
people.
Tap dancer.
Really?
42nd Street. That's
Those are tap shoes right there in the
Oh,
ceiling.
my God, yeah.
I had to tap one dance in
size
high
are
school.
they?
Yeah.
I don't know, line and a half. There's more dust than tap in those shoes.
Taps are
Those are
off,
slick.
too.
Man, that is just amazing. Wow, I mean, to me, I would assume you were headed to be an opera singer.
I sort of like have that voice that lends itself to it, but I always loved musical theater first and foremost. So that's always been like my real goal. And there's a lot of classical musical theater that has that sort of singing in it, so that's sort of been my bread and butter.
It's unbelievable. I do remember, though, when I first was bitten by the acting bug all through junior high and high school. It was something you needed to belong to was the drama club and repertory theater, and I couldn't sing. But when I was a senior, they had to give me something. So we did Brigadoon, and I talked my song.
Speak seeing, as they call it.
Yes.
Speak seeing.
Yeah, you got to catch me. That's all I got. All right.
Look,
so,
some people make big careers off that, Mike.
yeah, well, hey, I'm ready. Now, you came down to the basement with a guitar, so we're gonna have to call you on that.
Get ready for this,
I'll
guy.
have to go fetch it. when
Wait
it
a
comes-
minute. Give us your Broadway stuff, and then we're gonna get another song here for everybody.
I have been in 7 Broadway shows in my head. I've made it to 7 Broadway callbacks. I've actually never been on Broadway specifically. I've performed in many regional theaters with several Broadway stars, but I've actually never made it to Broadway. Never made it to that dance. The
But you're
closest,
with
the closest I ever came was Jersey Boys. They trained me to go into the show twice. And then they were going to put me in front of Frankie Valli. At that time, he had to okay you to go in the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then the day before I went in, they called me and they said, "Hey, we're so sorry. You're a little too tall and you don't look Italian." And I was like, "Cool, I understand. So,
Did you guys all audition for Jersey Boys?
I actually never have.
Yeah,
No?
not
I
my
never
show.
have.
No. No.
No, I was out of the business. We started the company when Jersey Boys started in 2005, I think, when it started. We didn't start the Unexpected Boys, our Frankie Valli tribute, until 2007. So
Oh, all right.
flies like that.
But we get our fill. We get to sing plenty. The
We
Frankie
sing
Valli
that.
canon. We
Yeah.
get to sing
Yeah.
plenty.
Well, why don't
of.
we hear that before you get the guitar? Want to do
Which
that?
one?
yeah,
Stay?
yeah.
Stay?
Which one?
Is that the
Stay?
Jersey Boys
Or
song
Stay?
you
Girls?
picked?
Which you want to
Yes.
do? Stay
You
or
want
Big
Stay
Squirrel?
or Big Girls Don't Cry?
I'll tell you what. If you give us some donations, you can have your pick.
First
Let's
donation.
see-
Hang out, everybody. These guys got a great CD. We're going to be giving out some for free, so stay tuned. I say, and I can't really take in anybody's
Should we do it?
songs right now, but
Big
I
Girls?
would say Big Girls.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
A little bit here.
Yeah.
Big girls don't cry. Big girls don't cry.
Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. You know it. Da-dum, bum.
Big girls don't cry. They don't cry. Big girls, they don't cry.
Who said they don't cry?
My girl said goodbye.
My oh my,
And my girl, she didn't cry.
I wonder why. Silly boy.
Told my girl we had to break up.
Silly boy.
I thought that she would call my bluff. But then she said, to my surprise, big girls don't cry. Big girls don't cry. Big girls don't cry. Yeah, I'm warm.
Listen, Jersey Boys loss was our gain, huh? Come on. This
Thanks,
guy,
Jersey
this guy.
boys.
How does anybody hit a high note that high?
Get kicked in
These
the
two.
crotch a
Oh,
lot.
yeah, wow. That is, I mean, that is, you guys sound fantastic, man. Thank you so much for that. My whole body was vibing. I could feel it. I wanted to chime in, but I didn't want to ruin the song. Why don't you go ahead and get that guitar? We'll tell you guys where you can get one of these free CDs. Brian, why don't you tell us about this CD? Folks, we're giving away a couple of CDs. How many did you want to give away?
Well, we got 5 here, so I was going to give one away. Tatiana had a really great idea. If someone was going to email Mike Marino at his website here and give him your favorite Jersey songs. It can be from Frank Sinatra. Yeah, I mean, you pick it. And we will give a signed copy of our CD. This is the first one we'll go out for the
So
Jersey
here's what we're going to do. Write right now to Mike Marino fans at gmail.com. Tell us your favorite Jersey song, and 5 lucky winners will get one of these CDs in the mail. Tatiana Blueshell will write back to you, that's the producer of the show, and tell you that you have won one of these CDs. So write to Mike Marino fans at gmail.com. Tell us one of your favorite Jersey performers and a Jersey song, and we'll get one of these in the mail to you. And I, personally, Mike Marino, will match this with a DVD live from the Borgata in Atlantic City, a legendary Jersey comedy venue and musical venue and casino. So here comes our buddy over here now. He's going to come in with the guitar and sing a favorite Jersey song to you.
So this song here is by yours truly, not yours truly, your true Jersey singer Bruce Springsteen. That it's a Tom Waits song that he made famous. Ain't got no time for the corner boys down on the street making all that noise.
Sorry.
It's all right, leave it.
Oh, the girls out on the avenue. 'Cause tonight I wanna be with you. Tonight I'm gonna take that ride. Cross the river to the Jersey side. Take my baby to the carnival. And then take her on all the rides. 'Cause down the shore everything's alright. You and your baby on a Saturday night. Something about being Mike Marino's basement because I forgot the lines. 'Cause tonight I wanna be with you. Sing sha la 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 la. Sha la la la, sha la 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 la. Sha la la, sha la 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 la. Sha la la la, I'm in love with a Jersey girl. Sing sha la 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 la. Sha la la la, sha la 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 la. Sha la la, sha la 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 la. Sha la 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 la.
They did!
Ding, 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 ding.
And he's single, so.
And fully vaccinated and boosted.
That's hilarious. That's a new
Big boys. We're all big boys.
that's a new requirement for dating. Are you single? Yeah, but are you vaccinated? That's a classic Bruce Springsteen song, and of course, it's about the Jersey Shore. And so, folks, why don't you go ahead and write in right now? We got 5 CDs given away by the Jersey Tenors. All you have to do is write to MikeMarinoFans@gmail.com. Tell us something really, really cool, like your favorite Jersey song or your favorite Jersey artist, and we'll put this in the mail to you, and I'll match it with a Live from the Borgata DVD. Where did you guys record this? The Jersey Tenors right there. It's beautiful.
We recorded it at Scott Pearson Studios in Hoboken, New Jersey. A shout out to Scott Pearson if you're watching. He's
Scotty.
an amazing arranger. He arranged a lot of our songs as well, and different versions. So, real pro.
How do you actually get the rights to sing other people's music? What do you have to do? Pay something?
Yeah,
Or?
mechanical licensing rights and stuff
that
like
right?
that too. Yeah, you go through. You know.
ASCAP?
Yeah, and then if you combine a song, you got to pay certain.
Is that right?
Yeah, a little bit more per song and stuff like that too. And if you renew the, yeah.
Well, that moves us over
more.
to the, I don't know if I could say this, but it's the leader of the band. This is Brian Noonan, who calls everybody and says, listen, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. This is what you sing, and we're going on live from my mother's basement. Just shut up. I owe him a favor.
There we go. Am I in? All right.
You're in.
So tell us what your thought was. How did this, so you did some theater and some Broadway and some singing.
Yeah.
And then what made you think, you know what, I'm going to do my own thing, form my own group, and away we go. And this is not your first one, right?
No, it isn't. I did Broadway for about 17 years, and I looked at my wife after. I told her, look, I said one time, when I'm done, I'm done. I don't know what I'm going to be, but when I'm not in it 100%, I'm going to leave and start my own thing. And I was performing in Phantom of the Opera on Broadway. I was a cover for Raoul and for the Phantom. I used to go on a lot, and one day I was
Wait a minute. That's too fast for these listeners.
Sorry.
You said Phantom of the Opera?
Oh, yeah.
So you were in Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah, I did Phantom of the Opera back in 2000. This is like 22 years ago. So I was the double cover for the two leads, Raoul and for the Phantom. So I used to sit backstage, and back then we didn't have cell phones, so I wasn't twiddling. And so I used to be back there, wait for Raoul and Phantom to go out, and I used to go on for every time that they left. So it was great because you get a chance to do these incredible roles. So.
Were there ever a time where they were just out for a couple of days, a couple of shows, and you took it from there?
Yeah.
And did they make that announcement? Tonight's performance will be by Brian Noonan?
Yeah, absolutely. Normally they have the little inserts because they'll plan ahead. But if there's a last minute cancellation or last minute, absence, or if someone gets sick, they'll make an audio announcement. But normally they'll have the inserts and they have them pre-prepared already. So, but
No kid.
yeah. But there were times where I went on for 2 weeks straight as the Phantom, one of our,
So you wore the black cape and the half white mask?
the mask. You go in for 2 hours of makeup, prosthetics, everything, the whole deal.
Really?
It's quite a
Some gnarly makeup they put you into that show.
You're just covered. You're unrecognizable. So, but,
So that's big time, man. That's some badass
Big as it
shit.
gets.
it was fun. It was good. And when I was ready to leave, I looked at my wife and I said, I think I might want to try producing. Lost my shirt being a producer and tried to produce some regional things. And then I stumbled across kind of corporate entertainment, writing acts and stuff like that. Hustling. You know what hustling is,
Yeah.
man.
I'm
So,
constantly hustling. I hustled to get you guys down the basement for a slice of pizza.
and then there was a little known Broadway musical called Jersey Boys that came out in 2005. You might have heard of it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in 2007, someone came up to me and said, hey, I heard you're writing a Jersey Boys act. And I was like, yeah. I maybe wrote 5 minutes of it. And he goes, we got a concert coming up this Saturday. Is it done? I'm like, absolutely. Wasn't even done. I called up 3 of my best friends and I said, we're going to perform some Jersey Boys music. And we did this big, huge party. And we hit the ground running in 2007. Haven't looked back. So, yeah.
Right, so you did the Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
Is that different than the Jersey Tenors?
Yeah,
show.
So the Jersey Boys started in 2007. We killed it for about 2,500 performances, and about 2016, 17 people started asking for new materials. We added Beach Boys, we added Broadway, we added come on,
Opera.
Les Mis, Broadway, the whole kit and caboodle. And we thought we're no longer this one finite act, and we renamed ourselves the Jersey Tenors, and then all of a sudden, then it just kind of took off there again. So.
Well, excuse me for being, just not extremely intelligent about music, but You don't all sound like tenors to me. You all sound like you got different ranges.
Yeah, so there's different tenors. I'm more dramatic.
I think
more
this was
Helden
in
tenor.
was I watching a documentary about tenors maybe on the ship? You know, when you entertain on a ship, you start losing your mind. You're spending too much too much time in your room. I think I was watching something about tenors, the different vocal ranges of a tenor. Does that make sense?
You have lyrical tenors, and you have. He's a lyrical tenor.
Like he seems like the guy who's got the highest voice.
Yeah.
And
Very
he's got the
falsetto.
operatic voice, but then again, he's
got a
the
killer
high
bell.
voice too. And you the bass?
Well, I'm
does
the
it
more
all.
dramatic tenor. Yeah,
Dramatic
So I
tenor.
have the higher dramatic tenor notes, and so.
Well, let me put you on the spot like I put everybody else on the spot. Now, we're thinking Phantom of the Opera.
Sure. Yeah. So Phantom of the Opera.
No, I want to hear a piece of
Oh,
it.
you want to hear?
I knew that was coming.
Come on.
Zagat
you
Duganada.
wanna- All right.
That's right. You have to do
We'll
it.
do the last little high note, or is that what it is?
Yeah.
Let your soul take you where you long to be.
Wow.
Only then can you belong to me. I think I started a little lower.
No, it's good.
than
Hey,
that.
So good.
Yeah, beautiful.
So,
Wow.
there you go. I never got to do this though.
He's reflecting.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't think that's where he was going. He was that's why it was too low. You.
I don't know the words, but I know there's that one. Feel me, touch me. How's that go?
You keep going. Look at this. This is good.
You got it.
Something.
Listen to
That's
that voice.
Very good. Yeah.
Totally in place.
Michael Crawford. Yeah.
He's in the same
I see it.
key.
Yeah.
Michael Crawford. Who's that?
Oh, what?
The original.
The
original?
Oh, geez, the original guy.
Oh.
You just did a great impression of him. By the way.
Did I?
Yeah. Let's see the hearts on that one. Come on.
Yeah. Where's my nickels?
Yeah.
I haven't heard a
I don't hear
chime
the
in
bell
nickel.
dinging at all here,
I see
huh?
some tomatoes being thrown. I'm kidding.
Oh man, this is hilarious. All right, so now you guys are on your own and you're doing your thing, and you have a very, very big show coming up
Yeah.
at one of the most legendary, brand new theaters in the state of New Jersey, which is the Carteret Performing Arts Center. They call it PAC, P-A-C. I don't like that. People should say what it is. Performing Arts Center in Carteret. This place is gorgeous. I believe it seats 1,500,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And tell us about the date.
We are performing there. First time, our first gig with Live Nation. It's going to be on November.
Hold it, you didn't tell me Live Nation.
Live Nation.
Mother.
It's our first gig with Live Nation. So yeah, so it's a big deal for us.
Yeah,
so,
ladies and gentlemen, what he just said is this is the last time you're going to see these guys in my basement. You got to explain these things because Live Nation is probably, if not the biggest touring company for musicians and artists and comedians worldwide. It used to be, I think, AIG, and now it's Live Nation. And to get a deal with Live Nation is just huge, because once Live Nation steps in, they're going to do all they can to publicize the bejesus out of these four guys and make that show bigger than big. When the show is over, they're going to have a string of shows throughout the world, and we probably won't be able to get tickets.
Not a chance. We're
Yes.
coming back here. We're coming back.
They're going to go from Carteret Pack to Madison Square Garden. Why are you laughing?
We're manifesting that.
Yeah, we're putting it out.
November 5th, right, Brian?
And at that time, they're going to need an opening act.
Yes. Hey. It would
They
be
just
our
heard my
pleasure.
audition.
We
The fifth
We've
member,
seen
you're
this
in.
guy in action. We know
Can we
it.
bring the whole basement down?
But we're gonna have yeah.
Imagine Live Nation calling them, look, you don't need that Marino
You can
guy."
bring your drum set right now, man. We'll have a backup.
Live Nation is gigantic. Congratulations, guys. Tell us about the event and when it is.
Yeah, we're featuring our 9-piece Broadway orchestra led by the incomparable Karen Dreyer. She's an incredible conductor, pianist who's going to be playing and conducting us. We're going to feature, like I said, an incredible orchestra. We got a rhythm section plus 4 horns. These amazing guys, and we're going to do our 90-minute show on November 5th. It's an 8 p.m. show at the beautiful Carteret Performing Arts Center, 8 p.m. You can go to carteretpac.com for tickets. It should be an amazing
.com?
evening. So, is it .com? Yeah. I think carteret.pac.com. That's what it is. Yeah.
Right. Put in .com and put in .org. A lot of theaters are using .org, like
Oh, yeah?
government stuff.
Ah.
Yeah, so Try them both. This is a great, great place. I'm going to throw in a plug myself. March 25, 2023.
Yeah.
But I'm not with Live Nation.
Yeah.
You can be if you do that.
That's what I sound like when I'm stoned eating cupcakes.
That's what Brian did on Broadway too. That's
There you go. That's why we're on the mask, right?
That's why there was a half a mask. It was too high. It was too high to buy the other half. Where's the other half of this? Trick or treat. What are you supposed to be? Half of Brian Noonan. So Live Nation is promoting this show. Now, I didn't even know you guys were going to have a band behind you. I was assuming there was going to be a track thing.
No, absolutely. We have an incredible orchestra, rhythm section that we work with, but we added and bolstered it with the four horns. It's just going to be incredible. Yeah.
So this is a big night, and it's going to be an unbelievable show. You can listen to these guys sing without a band, and they're incredible. So you can imagine how incredible it's going to be with the band behind him. And they also are going to be in one of the most incredible theaters. Have you been there?
I have not been there yet. I'm so excited.
It's brand new.
Yes, yeah.
It's brand new. I don't even think they're there a year, and it's just super gorgeous. And they have a unbelievable stage and a crew. So I guess you guys will have it nice and decorated and put on a big show. And
All the bells and whistles,
yeah,
absolutely.
it does. So that's really, really great. Where can everybody find you now before they go to the Carteret Pack?
Yeah, if you want to go to any of the social media sites, we're on The Real Jersey Tenors. Or if you want to go to our website, you can see us all, see bios, everything from media to www.thejerseytenors.com. It's a no-brainer.
That's really, really
not
great.
.org.
Not the word. Well, you got to check both, you know. I've given out information, it was the wrong information, and people yell. It's like, look, I made a mistake. Relax a little bit. It's not like I've been on Broadway with a half a mask. Can we get some more songs now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do you want to do? Should we do a little-
Let's do some. Whoa!
Little Queen.
Yes.
Sorry, I just volunteered.
I forgot. I forgot.
You just like
Oh,
hang up Queen?
hold on.
That's great.
How do we
Hold
end
on.
this? Okay.
No, we're not going to end for a little while.
All right.
Come in a little
Hold on to
close.
me, why not? You want to hold on to me?
Yeah, there you go. That looks really, really
We
nice.
forgot the flashlights.
Oh, we should have brought the
Flashlights.
flashlights.
Do
Do
we
the
have
album
any
cover.
flashlights? We could turn the lights off and we could do flashlights.
I
right
don't
over
have
our
any
face.
flashlights.
We gotta call. Tatiana, are you here?
Wait a minute. Let's look at how you guys are centered. Let's move
Sorry.
over. Yeah, there you
There we
go.
go. All right,
There
we're
you
frame
go.
now.
It's
There
weird
you
because
go. You're good.
it's opposite of
I
it.
You
know.
guys are good.
This is our starting pitch.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see.
I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy. Because I'm
Easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Anyway the wind blows, doesn't really matter to me. To me. That's way it ends.
Wow. Man, that was unbelievable. Shouldn't you just sing the whole song? I got the chills.
They're multiplying.
Wow.
We do have some grease in there.
That was we probably sold all 5 CDs within that song. Folks, we're still doing the 5 CD giveaway. If you haven't written in yet, you can. Mike Marino fans at gmail.com. Tell us what's your favorite Jersey song. Tell us who's your favorite Jersey artist, and we will send this to you. Tatiana Blue Show will take care of that. We will also match this with a DVD live from the Borgata in Atlantic City featuring yours truly. Have you guys ever played the Borgata?
Corporate. Never.
Corporate?
Yeah, never their room. So never.
I've been.
Yeah.
I saw Michael Bublé in concert there. He was great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you open for him?
No. Did you?
No. I never met Michael Bublé, but I would love to.
Yeah.
And we'll have him on the Basement Show.
There you go.
Live from my mother's basement with Michael Bublé. And then he comes on the show, he's all taped up. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. People go to Broadway from this show, and then they get signed to Live Nation. Once you come on my show, Live Nation calls you up. Imagine you guys got a phone call tomorrow. Listen, we're canceling your contract.
Offer revoked.
Why were you on that show? That guy did 12 years for racketeering. You mentioned corporates. So if there's anybody out there that would be interested in hiring the Jersey Tenors for private events, corporate functions, again, how would they get you?
Yeah, absolutely. If the email will come right to me, you can go right to, like who said before, www.thejerseytenors.com. And we love doing corporates. It's just part of the business. You go where the work is, and we love customizing our product to all the diverse clientele that we work for. So, in fact, we just did, what did we do? We just did, we did the Taco Bell convention.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
gonna love it.
In Vegas.
So they hired us for 2 days to do Taco Bell convention, and they hired us to do one song.
Which
Sherry.
song was it?
Sherry.
At
So-
8 a.m. I
At
had to
8,
sing.
at 8 a.m. in the
Oh, it
morning. So,
sounded beautiful.
so they fly us out. I swear to God, for the Taco Bell convention, we open their convention at 8 a.m. and they have us come back and close with it at 1 p.m. So we rehearsed it the entire day on Sunday from like 12. What was it? From 12 to 6.
Yeah.
Then we had the night off, so we gambled. We played poker. We went to. Some people
Well,
saw Aerosmith.
he gambled. I just lost some money.
He saw.
I slept.
And then we performed it at 8 a.m. Yeah. So if you want us to sing Sherry at your event, we will.
And only share.
And it can be after 8 a.m. if
Preferably
you want.
not
Yes.
8 a.m. But
It's the most amazing thing when entertainers do get hired for corporate events or these private shows. I was hired to entertain at some guy's birthday party in Miami, and they said he spent $250,000 having entertainers come, food come, and hundreds and hundreds of people. The theme was 007, Goldfinger. People had to wear gold. I wore a tuxedo. And I have in my contracts, I don't know about you guys, but if I don't go on at a certain time, I'm walking out with my money because I cannot follow a band. It's impossible. And at the time I was supposed to go on, they didn't introduce me. I got up and walked right out that door. Because when that band went on that stage, 300 people got up and started dancing.
Right.
After that, what are they going to do? Say, okay, now grab a seat. Here's the comedian. No, it's not going to happen. They're going to walk out. So that's tough. But to go all the way to Vegas and only have to sing one song is just phenomenal. And it's funny how you mention this because that's the next song I was going to ask you guys to sing.
That was terrible.
At least it's not 8
It isn't
a.m.
funny at all.
Yeah. So can we have that?
You want Sherry?
Yeah, no?
I don't think we.
we do it with the track,
You
maybe?
didn't plan it? Oh, well, what else would be
We'll stay.
a
We could
song?
do stay.
Want to do stay?
Yeah, let's do
Would
Stay.
you? Would you?
Look at me like I know what I'm doing. Did you hear me? Let's do Stay, boys.
If we do
Let's do-
stay, if we do Stay by the Four Seasons, we all have that as an acapella.
Okay, yeah.
Do
You
that.
do that?
Should we do
Yeah.
that? All right.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
You got the note? Do you want me to get it?
Yeah, got it.
Oh, did I screw up the momentum?
No, we got it.
Oh, you're
We got
good.
this.
That's just how we find our note, our pitch.
Oh.
Oh, won't you stay, just a little bit longer? Please, 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 tell me that you're gonna. And now your daddy don't mind, and your mommy don't mind. If we have another dance, dear, just one more time, I want you to stay, just a little bit longer. Please let me dance. Please say that you will.
Won't you place your sweet lips on my
all the time. Just a little bit longer. Please, 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 tell me that you're gonna.
Come on,
Stay, come on, stay. Come on, stay. Oh, won't you stay?
Holy shit.
That was long.
Man, that was amazing.
Good.
Wow. How do you do that?
I don't know.
Man, he hit some of the highest notes ever. How do you actually decide who's singing what and what song?
He auditions us.
Huh?
He goes, try to sing that. No, okay, not that part. Try to sing that.
That's
Really?
it.
How do you decide? Why don't we do this and you sing that and
Yeah. Well, and also like
Yeah.
in Jersey Tenors specifically, it's like each of us have to do a certain like subset of styles.
a good
And
way-
so
it's a good way of
you
putting it.
audition for that kind of stuff, and then you sing the part that goes with that.
Yeah. So
And
in
it sounds really boring. I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
well, in our show, like Zach's the operatic guy. Like that's where his forte comes through. Whereas our two tracks, me and Adam, we do more of the pop rock stuff.
The stuff that people like really know.
And after you do it for
Sing along with
Big
it.
applause for those. For
well, that's not true because well, I was going to put him on the spot again. 'Cause it wouldn't be so bad to have
make him
another.
sing Sherry.
In Italian.
No,
yeah, you don't want
an operatic song. What's like one of the most popular songs that they sing all the time?
O Solo Mio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. But there's another one too. Is it Ave Maria? Right? Is it the Ave Maria?
That's a nice story.
Nessendorma's another good one.
No, wait a minute.
That's a
Can
Norma.
I get the Ave Maria?
I don't.
We
Do I-
don't,
do I
I don't
have
think we
to-
do
I don't
that.
know
Yeah.
it backwards and forwards.
we don't do Ave Maria in our show.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we won't do that.
I don't know what. I'm sorry.
I have my heart set on that.
I know.
I don't know it either, but it goes like this. Feel me, look at me. I got a half of a mask.
That's good.
Wonderful.
I would hire
Don't
you.
stop.
Yeah, I would hire you.
I'm available
even
for
here.
corporate.
Yeah.
We're smelling a rewrite here.
Hey, listen, guys, I have had so much fun having you guys down in the basement, and I thank you so much for coming and hanging out. One more time, tell everybody about your big show, and of course, where they can find you on the internet. Folks, I cannot convey to you enough the intensity of being scooped up by one of the biggest touring companies in the world. It's called Live Nation. I bet you any money if you go to Live Nation, you'll actually see the Jersey Tenors listed as a performance coming to the Carteret Pack in New Jersey Performing Arts Center on November 5 with a 9-piece orchestra. It's going to be unbelievable. If I was going to be in town, I definitely would be at that show begging them to let me go on and do 5 minutes. I would. I'm like that.
I would love to have
Marino,
you
you're
back.
here. Yes,
We
can I
would
go on?
love to have you.
I got a
We'd
new
love to
show.
have you.
Feel me.
Like, sure, Mike. Right after the show.
Yeah,
Right.
After the music.
Right after the music.
Yeah.
They graciously came down to hang out on the show and sing some great songs. Once again, we have 5 free CDs. All you have to go to is Mike Marino fans@gmail.com. Tell us some of your favorite music that comes out of New Jersey. Tell us your favorite Jersey rock and roller or artist, and we'll make that happen. So many great entertainers do come out of New Jersey, especially actors too. We can name a few, right? Jack Nicholson, Danny Aiello, Danny DeVito, Ray Liotta, rest in peace.
Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart. I didn't know.
Oh,
did.
Joe
Is that
Pesci.
right?
She did her
I
time.
wonder why she went to jail. She's from
She
Jersey.
did her time. Come on.
What? Do you
Joe
want?
Pesci.
Yeah, Joe Pesci.
Right?
Come on.
The list goes on and on. So we're glad that everybody tuned in to watch Live from My Mother's Basement. We're going to get going, and I want everybody to just keep on watching every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. I want to thank my producer, Tatiana Blue Shell, for making sure that this
thank
show
you.
goes good every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. We're doing pre-records now. You can follow us and watch us on iTunes, Google, Spotify, Anchor. Listen to us on Italian-American Radio in New York. You know we are celebrating still. October is Italian-American History Month, so make sure you stay in touch with us. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. I even will take your money on Patreon. If you want to keep on hitting that bell, I'll take your money right now here on Facebook. If you think you could be a guest on my show, write to Tatiana at MikeMarinoEntertainment@gmail.com. Tell her why you'd like to be on the show. Would you like to sponsor one of these shows? Write to me directly, and I'll tell you what we could do with your products at MikeMarinoLive@gmail.com. So make America Italian again. Remember, you don't know nothing, you don't see nothing, and you don't say nothing. And how do I end every single one of my broadcasts? By always saying the same thing. Take no shit from nobody.
Take
Ready?
no.
Wait a minute, we'll do it together.
I didn't hear it.
Right, ready?
Take
Don't
no shit
No,
from
no, wait a
nobody.
minute, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
How'd it go?
Don't take no shit.
Oh, okay.
from
Oh,
nobody.
sorry,
take
sorry,
it.
sorry.
He didn't come to rehearsals. Ready? Don't take no shit from nobody. All right, good night, everybody. Thank you.
Night times
Oh yeah, sing us away.
Nice, guys. So fun.
It's up in the top.
Bye.
Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun, and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.